What's up, everyone? Welcome to the most positive pop culture podcast in the multiverse, Metalcore Nerds, where each episode we have a guest from the podcasting or music community and talk about the latest and greatest in entertainment. I'm your host, Sean Mott, and my co-host this episode is Eric of Foxy Shazam. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone.
It's good to have you here. As we were just talking about before we hit record, this has been a few months in the making, so I'm very honored and happy this is happening.
Yes, me too, man.
And whether return to the show or first time listener, thank you so much for tuning in. The best way to support the show, wherever you're listening, watching, hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening to this on your favorite podcasting platform, hit that 5 stars. Helps more people find the show, helps the show continue to grow. And if you want your daily fix of Metalcore Nerds, you can find us on all social media at Metalcore Nerds. Eric, I have a Foxy Shazam story.
Oh, nice.
I saw Foxy Shazam, and I think it's 2006. I scoured the internet trying to find a flyer or something, and I couldn't find anything. But my friend was playing in this band. You guys played Syracuse, New York. You played this place called Funkin' Waffles, which is still a place, but where you guys played was their old location, both in downtown Syracuse. But I remember seeing you guys, and I've never heard of you guys before. And watching you guys play was so wild. I remember the keyboard player like bent over in front of you. You played him like a piano, and there was not that many people there.
Was I doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song on him? On his back?
That I don't remember what it was. I just remember that image is in my head from that. And there wasn't that many people there. And I just remember being like, this band is going the hardest I've seen any band go ever. And I always will respect and love when bands give it their all, no matter who's there. There's 10 people there. There's 1,000 people there. There's 10,000 people there. I love and respect that so much. And then I remember when Oh Lord came out years later, and it just like exploded. And I was like, I saw that band in this little, pretty much cafe, and seeing him do this was so cool to me. And I've been lucky to see that happen with a few bands like that. And I remember as Peacemaker's coming out with this new season, and I posted the intro thing on my Facebook and stuff, and people brought up you eating cigarettes also while playing live. So I kind of wanted to take you back and like, what was your mindset of performing in such an insane way back in the day, and like, what was the inspiration behind that, I guess?
Yeah. Well, I think it all ties together actually on all the things that you mentioned there. We're like, as important as the fans are to me, Foxy fans make us our band. You know, we'd be nothing without them. We owe them everything. But when I'm on stage, I don't necessarily see them. You know, I don't see anyone. I see it's to me, it's this like opportunity that, because I'm normally like a pretty reserved guy, you know, and I think like when I get on stage, it's like it feels like there's something that has always been inside me, and it's the reason why I've decided to do music, you know. And it wasn't a decision, it was just there. I didn't even have to decide. I've just always wanted to do it. And so I've just done it, and I think like that feeling is what I can let loose on stage. No, and it doesn't matter who's there. It doesn't matter if there's 50,000 people or there's 5 people. But it's cool that that's where it's appropriate for me, and that's where I feel like I can express that, and it's a great feeling. You know, it's an amazing, fun feeling, but it's free, and that's like just very powerful and healthy for me, you know?
I think it is for a lot of people on stage and off. But what you just described perfectly encapsulated how I feel when I've performed too, because because so many people too, where it's like, you know, I'm usually kind of a down to earth, nice guy. And then they see me on stage and they're like, that's not the same person. It's like, it is, it's just a different side. You know what I mean? But it is
exactly.
It is like it performing live and feeling that energy and that buzz it's impossible to replicate. It's like only that can give you that feeling. So I'm glad you explained it that way.
And the connection that that gives, like, I think there's still a connection. I mentioned that I kind of don't see the audience, but I want to make sure I say that I still feel connected with them, and I feel like
Sure.
it's about what everyone comes to shows for and feels that, sense of just forgetting themselves, forgetting anything that any worries or problems that they might have or anything really. It's just being in the moment, and that kind of gets everybody there. And I don't know, I love it. It's spiritual.
Yeah, music is I owe, I think, everything in my life to music,
Yeah,
to be perfectly honest. And it is such a beautiful thing, and I know it's like counterculture stuff is it's like it's for anyone, but it's not for everyone. That's like the blanket term that makes perfect sense with all of
yeah,
this stuff. But genuinely feel bad for people who haven't experienced like the energy and the commodity and the pure magic that is formed
yeah,
with the connection of live music. It's live music of this nature, I guess. It can be
yeah,
different. Like I've seen big pop acts play like arenas too, and it's cool, but there's a different vibe, in
yeah,
certain different subgenres of the music. So thank you for sharing that. That was
yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely. Thank you, man. Yeah, likewise.
I do want to get into, obviously, like it's been a cool couple of years for you and the band specifically in like the pop culture realm, but I want to
Yeah.
know, take it back to what got you into pop culture, like what got you into TV and movies that made you fall in love with it.
The thing that got me into pop culture in general is that it's this persona that you can do from a place of theater, but everything's theater, So it's almost like this intertwined reality of life is real, but you can also put on a mask of a persona, and it's fun, you know? So pop culture has always been that to me. It's been this, it's a persona. And like it's a good persona. It's fun, but it also is something that I think all of us deep down inside are really kind of all the same thing. I don't know. I don't want to get too cheesy, but it's like pop culture is what kind of makes everybody, I don't know, inspired, I guess.
Yeah. Do you remember like the first things that attracted you to that feeling? Like maybe when you were younger or in your young
Yeah,
adult formative years?
that's an interesting question. I know I might sound biased because, but my dad with Superman, my dad he would like fly me around the room, like
Oh,
and do the song, the theme song to Superman. And
yep.
like I think that like and he would always talk about like musicians, and he would love, like he would talk about, just he loved talking about musicians and actors and actresses and just all of that stuff. So I think, and that led me to my first band was that I loved was Green Day. Like that kind of got me when I got Dookie, the album Dookie. That was one of my first records, and that kind of,
Wow.
yeah, that was like a big record for me.
That makes sense. I think it was a big record for like anyone in there. Well, it's crazy because it's like Green Day is such a like a generationally spanning band.
Yeah.
Like really, like I'm
Yeah, they
35 and I remember getting Dookie when I was a kid. Like, and it's like I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah,
a lot of our parents like grew up listening to Green Day, and now there's like almost like a younger generation finding Green Day too. It's like there's just one of those
yeah,
bands. They came out almost like at the right time, I guess.
yeah,
And they're still relevant now, still playing now, and that's always cool to see when bands that have been doing it for like our whole lives are still out there doing the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, for sure.
It's
Yeah, they're
crazy.
they're very inspiring still to this day, and I think, yeah, they were they like I put their posters on my wall and I wanted to dye my hair blue, and
That's awesome. I love
yeah,
that. You spoke of Superman, and obviously that's a
yeah,
very poignant thing and kind of a full circle moment probably. But
it is, yeah, for me for sure.
how did the meeting between you and James Gunn like happen? How did that come about?
Well, the first time I caught wind of, James Gunn and Foxy Shazam on anything was when the first season one of Peacemaker, he used Church of Rock and Roll in like a scene, and it was an awesome scene. But yeah, and like I didn't know at the time, I didn't, in I just got a million texts like when that happened. Like, did you see he was using your song in Peacemaker? And so I checked out the show and like just immediately fell in love with it. And I just like I think I decided I was like I'm gonna just shoot him a thank you message, you know. So I just hit him up on socials and I think it was socials at the time and just like said, hey, you know, thank you and you're love the show and it like a year went by and no word. I didn't get any response, and I thought, oh well, maybe just yeah, whatever. And then out of nowhere, he hits me up and he's like, hey, I'm so sorry, I didn't, you know, we don't follow each other, so I didn't see the message didn't come directly to me. It was kind of buried in stuff. But he was like, I just saw this, and I'm like, I'm a huge fan, and I was like flabbergasted that you know he said that, and he was like, he gives us so much praise, and it's I feel so grateful for it, you know, and ever since then we've just been, you know, we started kind of writing each other back and forth emails and sharing ideas and art and music and you know sending each other songs we love and because he's so knowledgeable about music. I mean, he loves music, you know, and
Yeah,
he sent me so many cool songs and artists I've never heard of and just kind of inspiring each other, you know, and that just kind of became friends. Yeah.
that's so
It was
cool.
really
That makes sense
awesome.
though, because I was like, man, he really didn't message you back. I was
Yeah,
like,
oh
man,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
but it makes sense. It got buried in their requests and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It
did you
was
not
just
know it was going to be on the show because of like the label owned the rights to the song and they like that all of that stuff was done outside of you, like you know, like you as the band knowing?
there might have been an email that yeah, I guess I that must be no, I mean, we would get the email. It's just that like it might have just been a quick thing that I didn't realize, you know, what was happening until it happened.
Fair.
Yeah.
It could have been a thing like, what is Peacemaker? You're like, whatever.
Yeah, because it would have been way before the show existed. So
Yes.
yeah, you know, I was kind of like, I'm not sure what you, but when it came and it was like being able to see it and yeah, I mean, knowing James' work, you know, knowing what he does, and it was bound to be amazing. So
Yeah, that's super cool. So I'm guessing this kind of camaraderie that happened after he found out that you messaged him thanking him for putting on the show. I'm guessing
yeah.
that's what led to the Superman cameo and everything like that.
Yeah,
Correct?
James, they filmed some of the scenes in Cleveland, and
Yep.
he was, you know, I'm an Ohio native, so he was like, "Hey, we'll be in your area, and if it's easy for you, come by and let's have some fun." So I just drove up to Cleveland, and yeah, and it was just being on set, like seeing all that stuff go down in real time, and I mean, seeing Superman with my like, I'm really looking at Superman, like that's really
Yeah.
him, and it's an like just the gravity of that feeling and like the you know an American icon just like they right there in front of me and yeah it was beautiful and seeing how James works, you know, and
Mm.
the crew and the actors, everybody, and it just like so such a good flow and a good energy. Like in order to make that stuff good, there has to be that good energy. Like that people are really I don't know, it's just really inspiring to see things getting artistic, creative things getting done on that level and the integrity is still there and the passion and it's all there and it's to really see it and to know that it exists is just so reassuring and that's the kind of feeling I feel like that comes through the screen that people pick up on and they don't necessarily can't put their finger on it, but it's just yeah, I like this. This is good.
Yeah, I watched the digital version of Superman when it came out. I had like a making of documentary attached with it, which was super cool because I guess I haven't bought a ton of digital movies and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it has like a feature screen, almost like a DVD. So that like brought me back to of like popping in a DVD and there being like a DVD screen because that's what it kind of does.
Oh,
You like
that's
skip
awesome.
to the screen and then there's like documentary behind the scene, like all that stuff. So that was really cool
Cool.
to see. But even seeing that from obviously like a very outside perspective of seeing how stuff is made, but seeing the apps and I've like studied James Gunn's work and like watched a ton of interviews and stuff, and I've always could tell that he very attention to detail, very making sure everything's on the page before they go to shoot it and everything like that. He's been very vocal about that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
seeing some of this, like the amount of work that went into some of the stuff, especially in Superman, I was like, wow, like I can't
Yeah.
even fathom planning this, you know,
Yeah.
and it, like just planning it, not on top of writing a really good script and then making that really good script into a really good movie. Just the
Yeah.
planning aspect is so insane to even fathom, let
Yeah.
alone execute at such a way. So I can only imagine being there and seeing it happen like live in
Yeah.
real time. It must be so surreal.
Oh man, it is. And realizing that it is an art form in itself. You know, I think that's what I was saying, kind of trying to say too, is that flow of organization and the time it takes for all those people, all those pieces, all those things to come together in a way that gets something to work is just, yeah, very hard to do unless it's like it's really in you and you're the real deal and you love it and you have to do it. And that's what is really inspiring about what James does, you know.
Yeah, that dude's like a machine. Like he's the amount of stuff he's written and then has been made like already, you know, in this past year, and then what's already coming. Like the fact that
Yeah,
he
yeah,
already has the script for the follow-up movie and it, like that's going to go into production soon. It's just like absolutely insane. Like the dude is just like a workhorse. And in between all that, he's been doing press for everything too. And it's just like I was like, I don't know how this dude sleeps. I don't think he does. He probably doesn't
yeah.
sleep at all. He's just like constantly going and going and going. I
So
know
inspiring.
also too, going to San Diego Comic-Con, he was promoting Peacemaker, obviously, which is now airing. You guys got to play live at PeaceCon. Was that your
Yeah,
first time being at SDCC?
it was. Yeah, and it was like, oh man, it was such a cool experience. Like walking around and just seeing it. It felt like I can't even. I don't know. I've never experienced anything like it, but it was just really exciting and all the all the new shows and things that are there and then just being a part of that and being a part of something so cool at the same time. It's like we got on that stage that we got to go in early and it was like closed down and they had a real eagle upstairs like on the roof that you could go and take pictures with and it was like
Oh
the
my
the
god.
eagle is a literal like legend eagle because it's taking pictures with the president and stuff. It's like the eagle. And then you go downstairs and there's like a Mortal Kombat thing set up where the Peacemaker character's on it and you can like fight
Yep.
with the new Peacemaker skin on Mortal Kombat and that was awesome because we like to beat the crap out of each other. And then like yeah, there's all these amazing, artists on the bill and there's really cool like Peacemaker themed everything's like there's hardcore punching bags in the bar that people can just let loose on. It was so fun, man. And yeah, the James was there, all the, people were there. It was really fun.
Yeah, I've only been to one SDCC, but the energy like being there is so wild. So I can
Yeah,
only
yeah.
imagine like a small, almost like club show that's themed around Peacemaker. I
Yeah.
can only imagine the energy in that building was absolutely electric.
Yeah, it was.
I saw the stage setup looked amazing. Like I was
Yeah,
like,
there was like a
wow.
big helmet. There was a big Peacemaker
Yeah.
helmet on stage, and yeah, Lulu Saffron was there, who I did the Crabjoy song with, and she came up on
Yes.
stage, and we did the duet cameo for Crabjoy's live. It was the first time we've ever played that live, so that was fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What's it like to be in like the biggest fictional band in DC right now? They've been
Oh
in like
man.
every DC property so far.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I love like blurring the lines of what like I like having one foot on the platform and the other foot on the train of reality and DC universe and just
Yeah.
being this band that exists in these things and just getting like I don't know, it feels so cool. It's like blurring the lines of what a band can be and what it can do in this day and age is so fun to play with. Like it's like a dimension that is unlocking
Yes.
and it's like, is this Foxy Shazam? Is this what is Crabjoy? Are they in are they in the universe? What? Like, I love it.
That is a very cool way to put it, because it's even like in Creature Commandos, there was a ton of Go-Go Bardello music in
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
they were in it the show too. Like they were
Yeah.
animated in the
Yeah.
show performing and
Exactly.
stuff like that. It's like it's so cool. Like exactly what you said. James has such a way with music that is so incredible, and his breadth of knowledge just in that surpasses so many different genres of
Yeah.
what he likes and what he knows and what he can fit into movies and TV is absolutely insane. Like obviously it's like kind of been a James Gunnism at this point of needle drops and everything like that. It's like very apparent in everything he does. Sans Superman was, obviously very score heavy, which he's talked about,
Mhm.
but he has such a knack and talent for finding music and bringing so many new ears to so many cool bands.
Yeah.
And so I heard that you guys were going to be the theme song months ago from your great PR person. And when I heard
Oh.
that, I was like, that rules. I was like,
Oh, that's awesome.
that's awesome. I am so
Yeah.
stoked to see how this is implemented. And you guys were like you said, you were already in season one. You've already been a part of the Peacemaker
Mhm.
universe as Foxy Shazam. So was that for you guys being the theme song of season two? Was that something that James just brought up to you straight up?
I'm trying to remember the exact moment I heard about that, but he invited me down to see that being filmed. So I drove down to
Wow.
Atlanta and we went to the studio and watched that in real time to see the gathering of talent that is on that stage, you know,
Yep.
dancing to my song is like I can't think. I mean, it's like it's just the best gift. And the fact that like it's there's something about the Peacemaker that I really it's probably just there's something about it just feels rock and roll, you know, like there's it's like the
Oh yeah.
rock and roll superhero and or not superhero, but maybe he's a super. It's just like it's good. I love that. I love that there's like this just energy of like awesomeness, and it's
Yeah.
violent, it's bloody, it's funny, it's beautiful, it's sad, it's happy, it's like it's all of it, you know, and I
Yep.
love that, and it just feels like the right show for us, you know, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and it was so inspiring. It started our relationship, and then like to get to take see it kind of just go to the next level of what it was just an honor, you know, for him to do that, and it's such an awesome guy.
Yeah. I like I said, when I heard, I was like, I was so looking forward to it. And season one, the intro of Wigwam, Do You Want to Taste It?
Yeah,
That intro has become like legendary, iconic, like lightning
it
in a
is. Yeah.
bottle.
Hmm.
So with changing season two to a different intro, which I can see some people being like, why would you change this iconic intro? But I definitely think it was done for a thematic and narrative version, because season
Yeah.
two is a very vastly different tone. The characters are in very different places in their lives, and I think not only the dance but the song fit the vibe of this so
Hmm.
much more. So knowing that like the comparison would come immediately, because of course it's
Hmm.
going to, it's the internet, people love to compare things. Was
Yeah.
there like an added amount of like intimidation or pressure to you guys at all, or were you just like, I'm stoked to be here, it doesn't matter?
It was the feeling that it doesn't matter. Because like things that are different are good, you know, and I think like ultimately you wouldn't want to see the same thing again. You've already seen that. The intro, you know, it's like it's great. It's iconic. It's legendary. I love it. It'll never change. It's always there. It's always great. It's always beautiful. Let's see the next beautiful great thing, and I think James pays attention to that, and he's not doing it for no reason. He's not just like, let's throw something together. This is all, you know, from the same place that he created that first intro, and it's beautiful, and it's different, you know, and I think that you never want to be stagnant or just do the same thing. You want to change and make it, you know, better, and I think it not better, but like different and good
Yeah.
in the same way that other things are good. You know, it's like you just keep doing it. It's like when we make new records, it's not better or worse than our other records. It's different. And like it takes, you know, I feel like as an artist, you know, that takes time to kind of understand and to appreciate, and it took me time, and I think like as you go, you kind of start to work with yourself about just like being creative in the way that things come out and embracing and refining, and it's beautiful.
Totally agreed, and that's why I think why this song is so fitting and the new intro is so fitting for the second season is that he didn't try to replicate what was already successful. He
Mhm.
did what a follow-up should do, and it should further along things for these characters, but then changing this intro to again give us something different, give us something that fits the vibe of this better. And that's why when people have tried to compare, I've been like, you can think one's better or one's not, but I was like, I feel like this is a great like successor to the first intro,
Yeah.
especially I think, and I've seen the internet's change because some
Mhm.
people were like, it's not the first season intro, I don't care. And then more people have been like, actually, this is really growing on me because I think as the story goes along, it's the same thing with the intro for season one. Like James plots these out. It's nothing is crafted for nothing. Like
Yeah.
everything is crafted with intention. And there was a
Mhm.
reason he wanted this song, and there was a reason why the intro needed to change in order to fit this new narrative. And I think
Yeah.
the my favorite part of the new intro is that the song starts during like the end of the scene as it goes
Yeah.
into the intro dance. Like that's my favorite part. When he did it in
Yeah.
the first one, I was like, "Oh, I love that." Like
Yeah.
coming from a place of music myself, those are the things I liked. Like I notice and I like to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Yes, I love it." And as it's happened in every because it makes sense. Like the intro dance starts on a certain beat of the song, so of course you have to do that every episode. But I love that, and I love that
Yeah.
the end of the song lingers as the title credits go on for the episode. It's just stuff like that where I'm like, yes, love
Yeah,
this
yeah,
so much.
yeah,
I,
it's very awesome how he cuts those things together, and yeah, I love it.
it's so cool. So since Oh Lord has been featured now for weeks now as
Yeah,
this new song, have you noticed any changes like fan wise, like changes for you as the band since Peacemaker season 2 has started airing?
there's, you know, a platform that James has given us that we've always nothing necessarily has changed with our work, with our what we are doing, 'cause we've been focusing on releasing new music and making records, and we've been doing that, and James saw that, you know, and he kind of came to be like, "Oh Lord," we wrote a long time ago. So,
Yeah.
that's assurance that these things are timeless, you know, and that they just it's all happening in this way that feels like organic and like built from not skipping steps, just going little, you know, working from our the ground up and having a solid foundation, and like being a band first and foremost. That's kind of what we do, you know, and that's what we love, and that's our passion. And James does his thing, and that's his passion. And when it was able to link up just based on like sharing a similar love for music, and it all just feels like meant to be, you know, and like in a way that's just thank you, and the gratitude I feel for that, and but it still doesn't change what I do, you know. I'll always do what we're doing, and the fact that James is giving us the support and platform to get more ears, new ears and eyes on us is just I'm just so grateful for that, you know, and it really feels like there's these things, these little, you know, like angels that pop up and just make me feel like really grateful, you know, and their friendships goes the same way. I you know feel like just I really feel grateful for the friendship. That's kind of the biggest thing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's really good to hear, and I'm glad the mission has stayed the same regardless of the attention this is probably bringing you
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I had the pleasure of speaking with the vocalist of Wigwam too when that happened because I think a similar thing happened too. Like they got an email and they're
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Oh, cool, we're going to be the intro song for this Peacemaker show." that sure, whatever. And at the point when it came out, they like just got fired by their agent. Like everything was going kind of like downhill for them as a band. And then this intro came out. Well, even though I think they had an idea of what this intro could possibly do, because they're like, hey, our song's gonna be on this HBO show, James Gunn's making it, blah blah blah. And they're like, no, 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 whatever. And then the song came out and everyone's like, who is this band? I need to so it
Yeah.
kind of like changed their lives,
Yeah, yeah.
at a point where it was like lowest for them. But like that's like when I heard you guys were going to be the intro music, I'm like, I'm so stoked so many people are going to hear this song, because this song is incredible. Like I'm so
Oh,
stoked that like
thank you, man.
millions upon millions of people are going to hear this song, because I like I said, like hearing that song for the first time and seeing it, I probably saw it on like Fuse or something. Like I can't even remember like
Yeah.
where I first watched it, but I was like, I saw that band play in front of not that many people in this smallest place like imaginable, and
Yeah,
now they're doing this. I was like, this rules. Like there's
yeah,
kind of not a better feeling than seeing stuff like that. So it's so
yeah,
cool that you guys are at a place now where you're like the mission is still the same regardless of what comes with everything that's happening with you guys. that's
yeah.
that's super super cool.
And I
I
think
love to
like
hear it.
that little show in Syracuse, is a part of why James Gunn came to us. I think those
Yeah.
things, that's what I mean by just kind of staying in that moment and in the mode of what you're it just happens and it's beautiful. And you don't
It's
always know
beautiful.
that. You don't always feel that. Like
No.
I'm not saying sometimes I'm like, what it's not always like, oh yeah, this is all just meant to be. Like sometimes I'm
Yeah.
like, what's happening? But
Yep. 100%. That's life. The highs, the lows make the highs that much worth it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
So that's cool. You got to see the dance number being filmed. Do you
Yeah.
remember the first? Did you get to see like a final cut of it, like cut together before the show aired? Then.
Yes, a rough cut. Yeah. But also like for me, the feeling of like seeing that in my eyes, like sometimes when I'm on tour, we'll be driving in this beautiful landscape and the sun's going down and we're in the desert or something and it's just like the whole sky's pink and purple. And my instinct for a second is to grab my phone, but I'm like, just let it be and let me remember this and let me just take this picture in my head and let me just feel it. And that's what I did in that Peacemaker scene when they were filming. I just was like, that's the thing I tried to remind myself is like, just look at this. Like, and and then I got to like hop up on stage and like take a picture with everybody. And I remember
Oh.
that day I was like, oh, I forgot to put on deodorant.
As you're standing next to like John Cena and,
Yeah,
and Frank
exactly.
Grillo.
And he smells amazing.
And that's a great reminder to. There's plenty of times where you can just stay in the moment.
Yeah, yeah,
I try to remind myself of that sometimes too, because obviously we're
yeah,
in an age where like the phone's always in your hand and you're kind of glued to other realities in the screen that you're looking at and stuff like that. So it's nice to be able to just sit in the moment and
yeah.
live it.
Plus I had the reassurance that this was being captured the right way.
Yeah, you're going to see a very high
Yeah, yeah,
quality cut of this.
yeah,
A section of the show I like to focus on is now watching. So, has there been anything that you've been watching currently, whether it's in movies, TV shows, it can be new, old, whatever it is, but is there been anything you've been watching lately that you've been really enjoying or really not enjoying? Could go
yeah.
either way.
Aside from Peacemaker, I love Alien Earth.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been
Yes.
really I'm into that. I mean, Aliens is one of I would say is probably like the first movie that one of it's like my top 3 movies, favorite movies. Aliens, James Cameron. Like I have this nostalgic thing. I would ask for the Alien action figures for Christmas and like my mom would play this Barbara Streisand song. So now every time I hear this Barbara Streisand Christmas song, I think of aliens, and it's the weirdest combination. But I just have this like deep nostalgia for aliens, and so when I saw that show and the aliens movies that have come recently, they've touched on it closely, but it's still there's something I wanted, and this Alien Earth show is just giving it to me. It's like it's something about the atmosphere, you know, I can't even say what other than the story being awesome too, but the
Yes.
atmosphere, like the rain and the things that, you know, Ridley Scott got in the first one, that just this feeling, and the trucker, space trucker, and the futuristic retro, you know, I don't know, it's all just I love it.
Yeah, I think it's because we finally have seen like what Earth is like. Because this takes place
Y
like 2 years before the first Alien movie takes place in
Yeah,
the Alien timeline. So it's right in that area of like the first one.
yeah,
So it's and we like again we get to see what Earth looks like and see what Earth is like, and now knowing that Earth is totally governed by 5 different mega corporations, it's almost like
yep,
a view into the darkest timeline, or maybe the potential timeline of where our future
yeah,
is headed.
yeah,
And I think there's something about it that feels so real. And while I love Alien and Aliens, like this show puts at the forefront the corporations are the bad guys, not the
yeah,
xenomorph, not this weird eye alien thing,
mhm,
not whatever. It's the corporations. And we
yeah.
are leaning into that tenfold. Did you get to watch the finale then? Or have you not seen the finale?
Not yet, no, I'm like,
Okay.
I'm almost there, but I'm,
Okay.
like, a couple episodes behind, cause I gotta rotate between that and Peacemaker. I'm catching up on that, and, like, the I think I'm at the part where they just what was the last thing I saw? Well, I don't wanna give anything away to your should I not
Fair.
should I not say anything?
I
I don't wanna
mean, no,
to
it's
your
okay. Like
listeners,
what
but y
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's did you see the flashback episode yet?
No.
Okay.
The guy just went into the tank and got his face eaten by the the
Yes.
things,
Yeah. Yep. 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 Okay. Now I'm not remembering if that was before or after the flashback episode.
yeah, I don't
Regardless,
think I've
you're
seen the
you're
flashback yet.
I think you're at least halfway through, at
Okay,
least.
cool.
But yeah, I watched a lot of series this year, and it's among one of my favorites for
Yeah.
sure.
I love the feeling of, like, in the androids, like, the kids are in there. So, like, the
Oh
whole time you have this feeling of, like, you don't want the kids to get hurt, but it's not you also have the safety of knowing that they're androids, so it makes things a little less, like, gruesome, but at the same time, you have this, like, "Oh, they're just kids, like, don't hurt them." You know, and, like,
I
they
know.
act like that, and you can tell, like, I love I'm not sure the actor's name, but, like, some of the Lost Boys and all the characters, like, the characters are just amazing, the actors and actresses, all that stuff is perfect casting and really good. Good
Yeah,
job.
they're doing a great job of like encapsulating being mentally a child
Yeah,
trapped in
yeah.
these kind of like invincible
Yeah.
aesthetic bodies. And
Yeah.
that's such a I remember when I got to see like the first 6 episodes early to screen it and to interview some of the cast, and I remember like being like, "Oh, that is so icky! Wow, that's like," and like the
Yeah.
fact they go to explain like, "Oh yeah, we have to use children because they can't figure it out with grown adults, that they can't, the brain doesn't work, like it's too hard," and how
Mhm.
they're using these terminally ill kids so they can easily just be like, yeah, they died, they were terminally ill, they died, and now they're just, their consciousness lives on in this like weird digital
Yeah.
robotic way. Like that's especially knowing like how Alien is so focused on like immortality, and you're
Yeah.
almost like, this is the answer, like they found the answer to immortality. But as you've
Yeah.
seen as the show goes along, you're like, it's not that easy, it's a little more complicated than how simple it may seem like on paper. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's been a very, very cool show that I think has come out, and I know it's been killing it in like the streaming charts and stuff like that. So I'm
Oh, cool.
hoping there's a season 2, because I know the creator has talked about he has multiple season plans for multiple seasons. So I really
Who
hope it
is the
gets a
creator?
continued.
Do you know who did that?
Yeah, Noah Hawley. He
Noah
he
Hawley,
did
okay.
he did the Fargo series, which is a continuation
Oh,
of the Fargo movie.
yes,
So
those are some of my
and then
favorite shows too.
so he's like the
I've seen them
king of
all.
like taking IP and like adding to it and like doing
Yeah,
his own thing. He also did the
cool.
show called Legion, and it's technically an
Okay,
X-Men show, but it's
okay.
so weird and trippy because Legion is the son
Huh.
of Charles Xavier, but he's
Oh, okay.
schizophrenic. I and kind of each of his like identities have different powers.
Oh, okay.
And how he like switches into that. Like it's
Interesting.
and it's not connected to anything. It's totally in its own thing. It's 3 seasons. You can watch on Hulu. It's incredible. It's like one of the
Cool.
coolest like quote unquote superhero shows I've ever seen, because it doesn't really feel like that. But there's times where you're
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, he was a mutant and like one of the most powerful mutants of all time. I got it. It's a really cool one. He's a special creator, and he seems to be like FX's like go-to guy, because apparently they came to him and were like, hey, would you want to do an alien show? And he
Wow.
was like, yeah, let me see if I can think of something. And this is what he came up with. So
Wow, that's great. Fargo is like, I mean, that's kind of it's funny that I had no idea those two shows were connected, but that's would be another one that I would say that is probably one of my favorite things. And there hasn't been the John Hamm episode season was the last one, right?
yes, I don't know if that's
Yeah,
continuing, to be honest. I don't know if that was the
really.
last one, or if it's going to keep going, because I know that one's like each season is like a different year, and they're not really connected other than being in the same
Yeah,
area or whatever. I
yeah,
admittedly
they're
have not
also
gotten
good.
into Fargo. I need to,
Yeah,
but that's like
yeah,
the one I have.
you'd like it.
It's like the one I haven't watched of his, because he's such an incredible, like, because he's a writer director combo,
Yeah,
very akin
yeah,
to James Gunn.
yeah.
He didn't direct all the episodes of Alien Earth, but he directed a bunch, but he wrote all of it, and he's the series creator and
Cool.
everything like that. But yeah,
There is something that I've been wanting to watch lately that I feel like I'm destined to see and I need to see it. Have you ever seen a movie called Phantom of Paradise?
Phantom of Paradise. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
You might recognize like the face. It's like this, it's kind of like I feel like from Rocky
Oh,
Horror era.
this is a 1974 horror
Yeah.
musical.
Yeah. I want to see this. Like I feel like I really there's something about that that's just been calling to me. So if that
It
counts as
does
something
seem.
I'd
It sounds like up your alley. Yeah, Brian De
Yeah.
Palma directed
Oh,
it.
cool. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Never heard of this at all.
Oh, yeah,
It looks
it's kind
pretty
of a
wild though.
yeah, yeah, it's kind of an underground thing. I mean, I think but I I don't know, there's like I wanna there's something that's been inspiring me lately about that, like shows or movies like that and Rocky Horror, like
Mm.
musicals, and I just kinda I wanna be inspired by things like that right now.
What you're saying is, you want to star and help create a
Yes.
horror musical movie. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, exactly.
I would pay to see that. If
Awesome.
I'm being honest, that would
Yeah.
be, because I feel like that's like, that was like a thing in like the 70s and 80s. Like it happened not frequently, but it happened for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not really a thing. I think
Yeah,
that
we
would be
need
a
to
really cool thing to
yeah,
revisit.
for sure. Yeah, it's definitely something I wanna yeah, I wanna do.
Man, yeah. I mean, you do know, you do know a producer in a studio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Eric, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me. This was
Sean,
amazing.
it's been a pleasure, my friend. We
Thank you
gotta
so much
do
for
it more
taking your
often.
time. Oh, I would love to. You name the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
I am so down. Before we get out of here,
Yeah.
please let the people know where they can find you, what Foxy Shazam has going on, and what they can expect from you guys in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, my Instagram is Eric in American, Eric_in_American. And my band is Foxy Shazam. You can find us on all the social platforms. We'll be releasing our new album, A Box of Magic, on October 6th, 2025. So about a week away. So please check out that new music. It's something I'm really proud of. We went to LA to do it in the same studio that they did Thriller and they
Wow.
did Pet Sounds. The Beach Boys did the Pet Sounds there, and it's a really awesome record. Very positive energy. I feel like something we need right now. And yeah, and thank you for listening and all the new people who heard of us, recently. Thank you, and we're gonna keep on keeping on.
Perfect way to close that off. If you can't find Foxy Jam, I'll link everything down below so you can go there and click on it there. And if you want to support the podcast, you should go to metalcorenerds.com. All our links there in one easy place. And if you want to follow me on my personal account, it's just at SeanXMa on Instagram and Twitter. And until next time, see you later, nerds.